Dropping a cool $150 million on the 2012 elections wasn't enough to faze GOP contributor Sheldon Adelson, even though most of his bets lost. No, Adelson is doubling down, telling the Wall Street Journal that he plans to spend twice that much in the future.
I think that it's important to sort of look back at what happened in the previous election, and Republicans learned a big lesson about the effectiveness of spending. They spent inordinate amounts of money. There was no clear message, certainly at the top ticket, with respect to Mitt Romney and his campaign. And it's interesting that he would say something like that. I mean, he could express support for taking another risk in 2014 and 2016, but he's to some degree responsible for the outcome in the most recent election. Certainly, if you look at the money that he spent at first attacking Mitt Romney in the GOP primaries, and how that sort of set the tone for how the public continued to see Mitt Romney throughout the process. It's interesting that he would actually say something like that.
I never believed that money buys elections in the first place. I mean, in 2002, I was part of a gubernatorial campaign that got outspent $23 million to $2 million, and we won by almost 6 points. And so I think that the people matter ultimately. What do you have on the ground, and who do you have as a candidate?
Sabrina, I want to let you have the last word. Do we now know when these 2016 hopefuls are taking trips to Las Vegas that they are going to kiss the ring?
They probably wouldn't waste any time, but certainly, again, I just want to sort of drive home the point that there's a lesson to be learned about how to effectively spend that money. And it's not that advertising isn't effective, but they do reach a point of diminishing returns, certainly in the last couple months leading up to the election. And, Republicans conceded after this loss that they completely underestimated the Obama campaign's ground game. They might want to revisit how they allocate those funds, open up more offices in critical must-win states, focus on get out the vote efforts and what that messaging might look like, instead of just turning to a couple of billionaires and seeking out, mass donations for advertising that essentially at some point voters just tune out and get sick of.